Hey there guys, welcome back to another random video I'm going to do. Now this time I'm going to do something different. Now it's about Kmart. Now, I know it sounds weird, but the reason I'm doing this is because Kmart's on the verge of dying. They're practically, I'm pretty sure a lot of you are like, didn't those go away a long time ago? And I'm like, not really, I mean kind of, most of them, but I wanted to visit Kmart before they completely are gone. Now, I'm going to show you, because Kmart was like a Target and Walmart growing up. That's where I went to go see all the toys, all the newest games, all the newest movies, just to see all the stuff they have, all the sports stuff and everything. You know, stuff we did as a kid. That's where you went. You went to a store. And Kmart was one of them. And the two Kmarts that I grew up going to are gone. The one that was closest to me closed like 10 years ago, and in the spot that's in there now is just apartment buildings. It doesn't even look like there was ever a store there. It's just people living there now. And this one just closed down like a year and a half ago. And the few times I went, I went like a few months before it closed, and the few times I would go, it was kind of cool because when you go to a Walmart or a Target today, they've all been updated. They've all been updated to look like today. They all have that new, they've been renovated. They don't look like the old time anymore, like Walmart and stuff like that. But when you went to a Kmart, at least the ones in this area, they're not updated. They're not at all. They still, when you walk in there, they still felt like you were walking into the 90s or 80s, possibly 70s. So when I would walk in there, when I walk into this Burbank, which I can't anymore, this one, the Burbank one, closed down. This is the one I would go to, and when I would go in there, even the music that would play, it was just like, man, it's like going back in time. I could never buy anything because everything was not as good as the other department stores because their electronics selection was just so weak. It was just random DVDs that no one cares about, only prepaid phones. It was just TVs that weren't even that big. I think the biggest one they had was like a 30-inch or 40-inch. So I looked up the closest Kmart. The closest one that's still operating was about an hour away. So I was like, all right, let's drive over there. This is the Kmart that I went to today. This is the one, and I said, okay, I want to see what it looks like. You go in there, and it looks like it's about to close soon. There's nothing in there. Look how much space there is in this Kmart. I don't even think there was. I was like, let me just go to the electronics section. There was no electronics section. It was just bare bones. It looks like this spot looks like it was supposed to be because it's like next to the hardware near the sporting goods area. I remember that's how Kmart's were. I barely remember, but I remember there was an electronics section. This Kmart looks like they're already getting rid of everything. It's so empty. But I'm kind of glad I went in here because it just, I was just like, this is how Kmart's are? And this is the closest one to me. I think there's two other ones that were a little bit farther, but I'm guessing they look like this. And it's just I don't know why I'm so sentimental about Kmart. Maybe it's because I remember buying games, like a lot of the toys I had growing up and a lot of the video games. I think the last video game I ever got there was Star Fox Adventures for GameCube. I remember got that game when it came out, and I think that was the last time I went. The last time I really went to Kmart, because after that, I guess I didn't go there anymore. I guess I just relied on Best Buy and Target. So I guess it's kind of my fault Kmart's went out of business. But that's the one thing I liked about Kmart. You walked in there and it felt like you're going into the one I went to. It felt like you're going back into the past. They're not renovated. They still have that old-time look. Looks like you walked into the 90s, 80s. The only difference is all the stuff that they sell is up to date. The few stuff they sell, but it's just it's so limited in there. And I'm just I was glad I went, but because this looks like it's gonna be gone, it's gone. And the one that's behind, the Burbank one, at least it still has the logo up there. They just closed it down. I mean, even inside, it's been gutted out. You can take a peek inside, and it's just been all gone. But yeah, that's all I wanted to talk about. I wanted to just go on it one last time to go to a Kmart And I probably can't even go because I can't even buy anything. I was thinking of just getting some like soda or something. The only soda they have is Shasta. And if you all know what that is, it's probably the cheapest kind of cola you can get. And it's actually kind of nasty. So I was just like, if this is the kind of stuff they're selling, they're going to be going away soon. But that's it. I just wanted to go in there because Kmart's at least had that old-time department store feeling of going back into the 80s, 90s. And I remember just seeing a bunch of games, like you would, like GameCube games, N64 games, all those cool toys from like old TV shows. It was just cool to see. But yeah, so thanks for going along with me. Maybe I'll make another, maybe when the Kmart's around me actually close down, maybe I'll go again. But until then, I'll see you guys next time.